3 different centers, like what we've been doing. Okay? I've got 3 stations set up for you. You're going to practice writing a poem at 2 of them, and you're going to practice looking for poetry elements on the last station. So one of the poems that you're going to be looking at writing today is called a chant poem. This is a poem that is written with a randomly selected group of words. So we're going to be looking at chant poems today. And you'll also be working on a poetry scavenger hunt where you're looking at figurative language. So here's the first center you'll be working at. In this poetry scavenger hunt, you're going to complete the boxes. You're going to look at rhyming words, careful word choice, a line that appeals to your sense of sight, a comparison, a line that appeals to your sense of hearing, rhyme pattern or scheme, a pair of rhyming words, careful word choice again, a comparison again, a line that appeals to your sense of touch, healing words, and a pair of rhyming words. I've got poems that I give you to do this with. The next one you're going to be doing is called the chant poem. I have bags of words that I'm going to pass out to you. You're going to choose 5 words from the bag and write them in the box. You're going to write a poem using those 5 words down here. Make sure you choose 5 words for that one. The last one you're doing is called a roll the dice poem. I've got dice for you guys to roll. I want you some self-control with the dice. Do not throw them and roll them on the floor. You're going to roll the dice twice and then draw the dots on the boxes. Add up the numbers, and that's the number of syllables that is going to be on the line of your poem. It can be about anything you want, but it needs to have that number of syllables, and it needs to have a title. You're not going to be able to complete all of these independently as you get to the center, but you'll be able to work until the bell rings. Okay, boys and girls? Does anyone have any questions? Any questions about these activities? Okay? I'm going to divide you up into groups. So my first center, have a seat. My first center back here. All right, boys and girls, level 0 voices. I'm going to come around and pass out your activities that you're going to be working on. You're going to use level 1 voices during this time. Write your name on it. You're going to turn in everything to me before you leave. These are graded assignments, so do your best.
She said, it's not funny. Writing down in the box first, and then writing it Make sure write them down and then write your poem. Wait, I don't have it.
Make sure you have kids, basically.
Who likes my Five, four, three, two, one. My voice is on, your voice is off. Okay, boys and girls, clean up your center. I'm going to switch them. So if you have your words, put them back in the bag. Hold on to your papers. Right now, make sure your name's on it, but put your words back in your bag. Mrs. Burgos' class, you're going to be red shift. You should be using level 1 voices. You are all talking over each other. You're getting a red shift. Use your level 1 voices. I'll be right there, sir. There's two things. So, like the bird wants to get dog and bring a bird. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Your voice is off. Mine is on. Have a seat. Okay, boys and girls, I'm going to come around and get you set up for your last center. Your last one.
They see. It's all the same.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. The timer did not go off, but it is past time. Boys and girls, I need you to pass all your materials to one person after group.
For my lesson, I plan for a high level of student engagement by providing students with poetry centers. The students in my class are very social learners and enjoy the opportunities to engage in cooperative learning, so I wanted to give them this opportunity. To begin the lesson, I plan to explain the centers to the whole group at the beginning of the lesson so that students were clear of the expectations and there was less of a chance of off-task behavior and arguing when students were trying to figure out what they were supposed to do at each center.
Also, I separated a few students into different groups who tend to get off task and goof around whenever they work together. We had been studying poetry for about a week when I did this activity, and students had a high level of background knowledge related to each center, so I thought this would be a good time to release the responsibility of learning to the students and just provide them guidance while they're working in the centers. Poetry was a difficult subject for me to find opportunities for hands-on learning, but I really wanted students to have the chance to work on activities that are hands-on and highly engaging. I was warned before I started this unit that the students did not really enjoy working on poetry, so I thought that by doing the centers and giving them the chances to work together as a group and do some hands-on learning, the students would be more likely to engage in some learning opportunities related to poetry. During my lesson, I was pleased to see that students were participating and enjoyed the poetry centers. I perceived a high level of student engagement during the lesson. As I watched the students, I saw them working on the poems, rolling their dice for their activities, and laughing about how some of the silly poems they created were in the chance poem centers. However, I did have a few students who were starting to lose some self-control during the lesson, and I circulated to monitor them and provide them redirection as needed. Also, I had to give the class a red chip, which is our classroom management system. Every time as a group, they have a misbehavior, they have a large problem with talking, the students get a red chip in a cup, and we pull the chips to see if they have more blue chips for good behavior or red chips from bad behavior. If they get a blue chip pulled, then they get to open a class store and use their cat cash, the school money, to buy some candy or pencils or things like that. So I had to give the class a red chip due to the fact the class was getting too noisy and talking over each other. During my lesson, I had a few challenges related to material distribution and switching materials to the next group. I did it all by myself, and that was really ineffective. I had to spend a lot of time collecting the materials, distributing materials, and during this time, students had downtime to get to talk over each other or talk or laugh and goof around, and they weren't engaged in the activity. So in order to fix this, I researched some methods, and I found a suggestion on a teacher website that said to put little circle stickers on each group, and each student's desk within the group gets a different color. So each group has a red dot, blue dot, green dot, etc. And I use this to identify my students now. So whenever I'm distributing materials, I tell all of the students who have a red dot on the desk, they will be my supply people. So all the red dots come see me, get the materials, and then I give them the instructions as a group with the red dots, and they go back and they're responsible for teaching their groups. This has helped me tremendously. It's given some of my responsible students a job to do, and it gives them a chance to help out, and they really enjoy that. And it helps me have more time to guide students, facilitate, and just be there and monitor them, and I'm doing less work for the students, and they are getting to do more work there, so it's become a lot more effective. Overall, this lesson taught me about distributing jobs and not taking on everything myself, and really monitoring and circulating students, and how to separate my students into groups that are effective, where the students are really learning and not bickering about instructions or bickering about anything, and to group certain students together who work well together. So overall, it was a very beneficial lesson, and I enjoyed reflecting on it. It has helped me grow a lot as an educator, and it's given me a system of grouping students that I will be using all my years in teaching, I'm sure, because it has been very effective since I started doing it, and the students caught on very quickly to the different dots. So it's been a great lesson. Thank you.